If your shoulder hurts and it's been hanging around for a while, there's a good chance you've been asking the wrong question. Most people want to know, and that sounds reasonable, what's wrong with my shoulder? But that question often sends people down a path of scans and exercises and treatments and second guessing that never quite add up. Months go by, sometimes years, and the frustration quietly builds because pain doesn't always come from the place that hurts the most. And if you keep chasing the wrong question, it can cost you time, confidence, clarity, long before anyone ever talks about surgery. Hi, I'm Dr. Dan, orthopedic surgeon. I've helped thousands of people recover from shoulder pain and shoulder surgery. I make these videos to give people clear, honest guidance when recovery feels confusing or stressful, especially when the advice they're getting doesn't seem to match up with what they're feeling. Before we go any further, I want to say something important. A lot of the fear people feel after shoulder comes from not having a clear mental map of recovery in the first place. If you're heading into surgery or in the early stages of recovery, I have a free pre-op shoulder surgery checklist that walks you through what to expect, what questions to ask, and what to avoid. So here's the story. I see this pattern all the time. Someone comes in, usually in their late 50s or 60s, and they say, here, and they point to the exact spot. My shoulder hurts right here. It's often after something very ordinary, reaching into the backseat of the car, putting on a jacket, lifting a bag that didn't seem heavy at the time. They already tried treating that spot. They've tried ice, they've tried stretching, they've tried strengthening, sometimes even tried injections. All that has failed, and yet the pain keeps coming back. Not always the same way, not always the same day, but often enough to make them feel cautious or guarded and unsure of what they can trust. What's frustrating is that they're doing what they've been told to do. They're chasing the loudest symptom. They're treating where it hurts the most. But shoulders are very good at misleading people. They can be irritated in one area and complain in another. And when that happens, treating the pain itself becomes an endless loop. If you've tried multiple things and nothing seems to stick, it's not because you haven't tried hard enough. It's often because the real driver of the problem hasn't been identified yet. And by the end of this video, understand how to tell the difference between pain coming from overload, poor coordination, or true tissue failure, so you're not guessing anymore. Once you see that distinction, a lot of the confusion starts to settle down. So here's the key shift. Pain is a signal, not a diagnosis. After 50, shoulders almost always show something on imaging. Tendons look worn, cartilage looks thinner, words like degenerative start showing up. So people naturally assume the most obvious finding must be the cause. That's how symptom chasing starts. But the shoulder is a system. It depends on timing, coordination, and load sharing between muscles and joints. If one part stops doing its job well, another part often takes over, and that part gets irritated instead. So the pain you feel often the result of compensation, not the original problem. That's why two people can have the same MRI and can feel completely different, and why treating the image or sore spot alone misses the mark. If this sounds familiar, pause for a moment and think about what you've been focusing on. Have you been treating what hurts, or have you been trying to understand why it hurts? You can reflect on that quietly or share your experience in the comments below. So what's the better question to ask? Instead of asking what's wrong with my shoulder, a more useful question is, what is my shoulder struggling to tolerate right now? That might be certain movements, it might be overhead positions, it might be sustained load like carrying or reaching or holding something away from your body. It might even be poor coordination between the muscles that are supposed to work together. When you frame the problem that way, the focus shifts from fixing damage to restoring balance. That's also why pain can move around. One week it's in the front, another week it's in the side. Sometimes it's deep and hard to pinpoint where exactly it is at all. Those shifts are clues. They tell you the shoulder is overloaded, not necessarily broken. This is especially important after 50, when normal age-related changes are always present. Those changes matter, but they don't automatically explain your symptoms. When your treatment is guided by tolerance instead of symptoms alone, it can become more targeted and far less frustrating. For people who want more structured guidance, some prefer having a clear framework to understand pain patterns. and progressions over time, so they're not guessing week to week. That kind of structure can help take some of the uncertainty out of the decision in timing. Here's the part I want you to remember. If you're chasing the loudest symptoms, it can feel like nothing works. And over time, that can quietly erode your confidence. But that doesn't mean your shoulder is failing. It doesn't mean you've waited too long. It usually means the question guiding your decision hasn't been the right one yet. When you shift from what's wrong to what is this shoulder not tolerating well right now, you give yourself a much clearer path forward. And that path is often calmer, more measured, and far more effective than bouncing from one fix to the next. So if this video helped bring some clarity, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss future episodes. And if you want to understand how surgeons actually think about whether something should be fixed at all, the next video to watch is why we might not fix your rotator cuff tear. That conversation builds directly on what we talked about today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next, family.